What is your name? How old are you and what grade are you on?
My name's Meher Nambiar. I'm 17 and I'm in 11th grade.
What are some of the difficulties you have faced as a teenager?
I personally think there's a lot of difficulties that teenagers face today. Something that I really struggled with is body image issues. I'd say depression and anxiety.
Okay. What are some of the things you wish you had known 2 years ago?
I wish I would have known that being skinny is not being healthy. I think that's actually the main one because I think I've punished myself a lot for it.
Could you tell me, off the top of your head, what things you might tell your child in the future to prepare or to keep in mind for this time in their lives? By this time, I mean the teenage years of their lives.
I would like to tell them that it's okay to want to express themselves in with their emotions. I would want them to know that it's okay to be upset, it's okay to be angry, obviously happy, and I just want them to know that it's going to be a safe space to show their feelings and be open.
Okay, good answer. What is mental health to you or for you, in your simplest words?
I think mental health is the well-being of a person. I just generally think that's the main part of your, I think that's the main part of well-being.
Okay. Were you ever in a difficult time in your teenage years? If yes, what helped or is helping you get yourself motivated to become happier?
I have been in a difficult space a few times. I personally, in the moment, I didn't have a lot of coping mechanisms. I would say that talking to someone usually helps, but I also understand that in a lot of situations, people don't feel comfortable talking to someone else. So I think something that can really help is finding a hobby, something that you think you're interested in, no matter what that is. Even if that's like binge watching a show, listening to music. I took up reading, but it can be like anything for anyone else.
Okay. Would you mind sharing what you are going through so other teenagers going through the same or similar thing know that they aren't alone? You can say
what?
You can say no, like.
No, that's okay. So one of the things that, as mentioned before, I struggled with was body image issues. And ever since I was a child, I believe my family always had the concept in their head that being pretty or being healthy is just being skinny. And I was born a heavy baby, and when I was a child, I was always told to suck my stomach in, to not stand on my stomach. I was told my back has too much weight, and this is all being told to like a 8-year-old kid, a 7-year-old kid. In fact, this time when I came back home for vacation, I found a food diary that my family had made for me when I was 10 years old. This mentality always stayed in my mind. I had a lot of internal self-hate for myself, and I feel like that has damaged me a lot, that's hurt me a lot. And I would say it's just been a year since I started I would say taking steps towards loving myself, since I started like expressing myself in a more bold way. But yeah, I'd say that's one of the hardest things.
Damn, I didn't know that. If you recall, what do you think being a teenager was going to be like when you were younger?
So I'm a single child, and I have 2 older cousins, same age. So one's a brother and one's a sister, and I love them both with all my heart. I've always looked up to the 2 of them with everything in me. My sister, she's always been kind of my role model because everyone like loves her in the family. Like she's such a darling, my favorite person, and she's always been really responsible. She knows what she's doing. You know, she got to like hang out with her friends and stuff. I don't know. that concept of that freedom was very fascinating to me. And my brother, he is really smart, he's really sweet, he's really kind, and he always had this freedom. He had like a different kind of happiness when he became a teenager. Like, I think the freedom was the main thing that I always look forward to. I have always loved the concept of having a phone. Like today, when I look at it, it's such a normal thing for me. But I remember before having a phone, I always thought that if I had a phone, the freedom that comes with the phone, that would just be life changing for me.
Okay. How do you think your relationship with your sibling or parents can affect your mental health?
That is a very deep question. I think that's one of the main sources of something that can either affect your mental health or completely affect your mental health in a good way or a bad way. I think when you're a child and you grow up in a stressful environment, that can really take a toll on your mental health. And if I'm not wrong, in a lot of situations, children grow up with a sibling and their parents, and there's always stress, there's always competition, sometimes some situations more than others, and I feel like that can always ruin a child's mental health if not handled properly.
Okay. Have you ever been through a rare one-off event, a kind of traumatic experience in your life?
I wouldn't say one event, but I would say there were a few series of events.
Okay. How did it change you or your thought process?
It has changed me completely from what I was as a child. The person I am today is not someone you would recognize if you met me when I was 8, 9. I was a completely fearless child. The only thing I was scared of was like needles. I was confident. I was bold. I feel like these events, these series, made me into a more diplomatic person, made me into someone who I would say is a people pleaser, and not one of the best things someone wants to be in the generation today.
Okay. Why do you think it's important to maintain good mental health?
As mentioned before, I believe that a person's main well-being depends on their mental health. So, wait, can you repeat the question?
Okay, where did it go? Why do you think it's important to maintain good mental health?
Right. So, I feel like no matter how tough your physical health may be, how disturbing your physical health may be, I feel, if you have a positive outlook on life, if you're healthy mentally, I feel like you can take things on much better. I feel like you can handle the situations much better, making you a much happier person.
What does the word love mean to you as of today?
I feel like love is an extremely tricky concept as of today. So like in today's day, I feel like the word love is thrown around very easily. Like I feel like if you have to borrow a pencil from someone, you just say, oh my God, I love you. Thank you so much. I feel like the word carries a lot more weight and depth than a simple situation like that I think is taken for granted a lot today.
Okay, wow, that's kind of deep. I like that. Do your friends play a part on your mental health, like on the long run?
100%. Having the right company will always help when you're in a bad situation. Having a wrong company will always worsen a bad situation.
Okay. Who is the person whose advice you take the most seriously and why?
My aunt, my mother's older sister. My aunt is my godmother, and I have always been extremely attached to her since I was a child. She has gone through my sister's teenage years, the teenage drama. I have seen them have insane fights. Seeing the way she's always handled those situations has always made me look up to her a lot. And I feel like that's why if I ever need anything and if I ever need any advice, I would always go to her.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the quote, "A word after a word after a word is power" by Margaret Atwood?
I feel like words hold a lot more power than any other situation, because a word can make or break someone. Words can make or break someone. It has a lot to do with mental health, because I don't think I know there's a saying that says that a wound always heals, but scars remain. And I really like that, because when something is said, you can never take it back, and scars are always going to develop at some point and stay.
Okay. What are a few things you have understood in these past few years of being a teenager? What would you say are the main things that have completely taken such a good effect on you in these past few years?
So would you do you mean that in like a positive way or a negative way?
I mean, you could give me both, but leaning towards positive.
Okay, I was gonna go with negative, but I'll give you positive as well. But first, negative. I think one thing that I have understood is that the world is not the nicest place. People are gonna take advantage. People are gonna try to hurt you, but you're gonna have to make your way through it. And the positive thing I would say is at the something that I feel like I've learned is that as I grew up as a teenager, the more exposed I got to social media and stuff, although there were negative impacts, I think one of the most positive impacts that I've seen is the amount of influencers, the amount, I'm pretty sure it's like very obvious what power influencers hold over our generation. And I love seeing them promote, body positivity, healthy eating habits, and stuff like that. And I think I really understood. I always wondered how they were so strong to post something like that, something so personal about themselves online, something that I would personally never have the guts to do. So I think something that I understood was that no one else's opinion matters unless your opinion on yourself is positive. Wow.
Damn. Okay. What are your aspirations for the future?
I've always wanted to be a lawyer, because I really like arguing. I love standing up for myself. I love standing up for others. I believe that if people don't have a voice, I would love to be the voice for them. I've seen people get mistreated a lot. Happens everywhere. And I would just love to give people a voice.
Okay. What do you think are the two most concerning issues teenagers go through in the world?
So the first one I would say is self-esteem and body issues. And all of them, by the way, all of them are extremely important issues. But my top personally would be self-esteem, body image issues, and family-related problems.
Okay. And last question, but not the least. What is something you'd like to tell a teenager like you who is going through a rough time in their life? You don't know what they're going through, but just words of encouragement. What would you like to say?
I would like to say that it always gets better. With what I feel like I've observed is the fact that living is like a wave. If you're down currently, if you're going through a rough patch, you're always gonna have to go up. So I feel like if you're going through a rough patch right now, just think of it like 2 more days till that amazing part of your life comes.
Okay. Good answer.